Yeah, yeah. No. It's gonna bite us. Oh, what? Oh! Wow!
Yeah.
Oh, this is so cute. 2022?
Butterflies, huh?
That's crazy.
Joining us today is an incredible young woman who's breaking barriers within the basketball community, Achol Akot. From being here at the Britannia Woods community to now playing D1, I am so honored to introduce our first guest on our first episode. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So Achol, how does it feel to be back here, in Ottawa and in the house where it started off for you?
First, Ottawa, I would say is that I'm happy to be home, have that break. I've been there for a long time, so to be back home, it's nice, but the weather's, I don't know about the weather.
It's sad outside.
But I mean, it's nostalgic being back in this house. I used to come here every morning to get food for school, hang out after school, so it's very nostalgic.
For sure. All right, so let's start at the very beginning. Tell us about your childhood here in Britannia Woods. What was it like growing up here for you?
Honestly, I think it was very fun. There was a lot of South Sudanese here, different cultures, Arabs, Somali. So there was a lot of people that I grew up with. And I think all the people I did grow up with were still close still to this day, which I think shows like the bond that we had since we were young. But yeah, growing up here was fun.
Did you encounter any obstacles along the way, and how did you make your way around those?
I think one obstacle would be a lot of people tend to stay in the neighborhood. So getting out there and figuring things out, doing different things, getting into basketball, I would say is the hardest thing. So you couldn't really do stuff in this neighborhood. You would have to leave and travel far.
So when did you first fall in love with basketball?
Honestly, I'd say, well, my younger brother was the one that introduced me to basketball. And it was with the community center. We were playing a tournament. Well, he was playing a tournament, and in the tournament it said you needed 2 girls in order to play. And he woke up in the morning and he got his things and he was about to go, and one of the girls got sick. So he's like, Achol, please, come on, let's go. Just help us out, just play. I'll teach you how to play. And I was like, okay, I'll come. So then I came, I played, he taught me what I had to do. He's like, just when I give you the ball, just go up. It doesn't matter. And when you do get the ball, when you steal it, give it to me, and then I'll score. And in the tournament, I got MVP, and they just hyped me up. They were like, yo. So then after that, I was like, okay, I want to do this, It's something I can do, I'm good at. So, yeah.
How old were you when this happened?
I want to say I was 12.
Okay, fresh. All right, so who were your earlier influences here in Ottawa while you were growing up? And was there anyone that you looked up to maybe off the court, but then you can also talk about on the court as well?
I would definitely say my older brother and my cousin, Madwak, because he was the one that was pushing me the hardest. He's like, okay, you can come to my trainings. He would tell me, every time I was sleeping in, he would be like, yo, you're not going to get better if you keep sleeping in. You're not putting in the work. So he definitely helped me and inspired me throughout the way.
Amazing. What about off the court?
Off the court,
Is there anyone that kept you going?
I think just my friends, to name them. Some of them are Weenie, Narai, Ayak. Shout out. Yeah, so them, they were like, yo, Achol, you can do this, come on, make it up for us. And once you get rich, you bring us along, So them off the court, they really helped me.
Of course, it's moments like those. One of my friends, she's trying to be a dentist. I told her, you're buying me a Birkin. She said, I'm buying everybody Birkins. You love it. So I realized that you were one of the only girls, or you were the only girl playing among all the boys. Was that something that you did often growing up?
Definitely. Especially when I first started, it was only boys. I had no other friends that were playing basketball, and there was no other teams until I got to 8th grade, and when I started joining club, now I started playing with girls. But in the beginning, it was only boys.
All right, so would you say that helped your development as a basketball player?
Definitely, because I think boys, they hype you up a lot.
Yeah.
They gas you up. So definitely with them, if they didn't tell me you could do this, I would have been I don't know if I can do it. And just telling me, yo, now you've been playing with us, but like you need to get into club. Like I remember my brother and a UB used to tell me, they're like, yo, like the girls basketball is starting on this date, sign up for it and go, you know, you'll make it, it's gonna be easy. And just implanting that in my mind, I was like, you know, I can do it. So.
Was there ever a moment that you felt discouraged when you were playing with the guys? Like, did you ever feel like maybe you weren't as good as them, or did you feel like, I've always had this?
I mean, all the time, because like they've been playing basketball since they were like 3.
Yeah.
And I was just taller than them. Like I didn't have no skill. So the entire time, honestly, I think I felt discouraged. But when they hyped me up, I just felt better, you know?
That's amazing. That's how basketball's supposed to be, bring people together. All right, so your journey from playing here at Britannia Woods to going D1 is absolutely so incredible and inspiring. Can you share how that happened?
So during COVID, I didn't know if I was gonna play basketball anymore because I just left a prep team and I had nowhere else I could play. And I talked to one of my family friends, his name is Emil, and he used to work at Pathways. And I was like, yo, like, I don't know where I can play right now. Like all the gyms are closed. And he was like, I have this friend, like his name is Merrick, and he said that he's been watching you since you were young. And he said like, you can come and join the team. So I got on the Zoom with Merrick and he's like, yeah, you can come on our team. We got a prep team. And we'll sign you up and you can be on the team. And when I went there, they developed my game like a lot.
Wow.
Like it was fast. The first day, I thought I was gonna faint. Like I thought I was gonna die, but they helped me get better. And then I got on the AAU team and started playing in the States in the summer. And then school started seeing me. And then my first school was UCF. And yeah.
Amazing. So when did you realize that D1 was actually a possibility for you?
When I started playing in the States, definitely. Because when I was here, I used to say, I want to go D1, but I was like, I don't know the plan. I don't see the vision. But when I started playing in the States and like I seen all the coaches and I was dominating, I was like, yo, this is kind of easy, you know? You just need to be at the right place at the right time.
Of course. What was the recruiting process like for you?
So when I played at AAU, coaches couldn't talk to you. So they would have to go through my coach and say, oh, like, we're going to offer her a scholarship. And then if you like the school, you get on a Zoom call with them and they'll be like, here, we officially offer you a scholarship. This is that. Then I had a bunch of schools. I narrowed it down to 5. And then those 5 I went on visits on campus. And then after I went on campus, I was like, I talked to my coaches, my family, and then I was like, okay, this is where I wanted to go. And then it was,
What was your reaction when you received that scholarship?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I didn't know UCF.
Okay.
I didn't know UCF at the time. And I was like, who's UCF, you know? And then my coach was like, just get on the call and see the coach, like feel the vibe out, see if she's good. And I talked to the coach and I was like, I really like this school, you know? I don't know where it is, but I like this school. And then they started giving me information on it. It was in Orlando. They're going into like a Power 5 conference this year. And I was like, this is a good vision. Like this is a place for me that I can play as a freshman and like create something out of this. So yeah.
I can imagine that it can definitely make a difference when you're actually talking to the coach and seeing what the vibe is like.
Definitely.
For sure. What are you studying and why did you pick that subject?
I'm studying psychology, and further down the line, I want to go into clinical psychology. Honestly, I chose that in high school because I did a psychology class, and I liked it out of everything else. And my teacher was like, you're better at like English and writing, but you're also good at science. So I was like, I want to go into like something with both. And clinical psychology had that. And I'm on my 2nd year now, going into my 3rd. So
amazing. So now that you're competing in a D1 level, what has that experience been like for you?
Difficult. First of all, I think just being away from family. Like I've never been away this long from my family, like ever. So that's been difficult. Living on your own has been difficult. Balancing school, like in high school, I would balance school and basketball, but it wasn't as extreme as it is now. Now it's way more extreme. You're on the road, you have your laptop, you have to finish assignments before 11 at whatever time. You get off the plane at 2 a.m., you have to go to class at 6 a.m. So it's been a lot, but I think the experiences you make along the way, they're beneficial.
For sure. And was it difficult for you moving from Canada to America? And were there any significant differences or similarities between the two for you?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference, I think honestly the weather where I was at, Orlando, it was hot 24/7. When I got there, it was rain season. So it was raining like crazy, like everything was flooded. And I was like, I don't know
You're
about
probably like,
this.
what the hell did I sign up for?
And it was hot, like
yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness. But in the wintertime, it's like, I like it a lot because it feels good. But I think also like the way they talk was very different. Like they would always say like, I talk like, I have like highs and lows. Like my voice would go up and then down, like up and down. And them, I was like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? Huh?
Yeah.
Because I didn't really understand what they were saying. Similarities, I don't know. Basketball-wise, I guess we all play the same.
Yeah, same sport, same game. So being a student athlete really demands good time management skills. How do you go about that?
Honestly, I can't do it without the people that are around me. Like, I think in school they keep you accountable. They write out your schedule. You have it in your phone. The night before, they tell you what you're gonna do. But also just me like keeping alarms, planning out my week on Sunday, what I'm gonna go through, what I'm gonna be doing during that week, what I need to get done during that week has helped me a lot. So like Google Calendar has been a big one.
What advice would you give young girls who are listening to you and dream of being in your position in the future?
I mean, I would just say that just go for it. Like if you have to get out of your comfort zone, then you gotta do that. Like for me, I joined Canada. What was the team again? I think Canada Cavaliers. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but it was a team in Canada, and I had to bus there for practice like every week, and I was like, oh my goodness, like it was out of my comfort zone, but I still did it, and like look where it got me. So I think just getting out of your comfort zone and just going for it, that'll help.
And I feel like a good message to take away is that the harder it might seem for you or the harder it's getting for you is the closer you are to the ease, you know?
That's facts. And also I think like people see it harder than it actually is because like once you get into it, you'll be like, oh, you know, I got this. This is actually easy. But it's just the beginning, getting into it. That's the hardest part.
Exactly. It's taking the first step for sure.
Facts.
Take that first step. I want to show you a clip. Hold on. Let me pull it up. One sec. All right. Ready?
It means a lot because then the future generation is gonna follow up to me, and I can like practice being a leader because I want to be a basketball player, so I can be like the captain, so I can practice being the captain on my team, and it's kind of the same thing.
It's so cute. Oh my gosh, baby.
Where's that from?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right.
I was stuttering hard, I'm not gonna lie. What?
Okay, so after watching that video, what would you tell to that same girl in the camera?
I mean, you're gonna be a leader. You're gonna go D1. Like I said, I think from the beginning I knew where I was gonna be, and I just had to get the plan.
You've accomplished so much already in such a short amount of time. What's your proudest moment as an athlete and as a person in general?
Getting into university, honestly. I was the first out of my family to be at university. So to claim that and just tell my dad, like, in a year or two, I'm going to be graduating university, the first one to do that, I think that was my proudest moment, definitely.
That's beautiful. And what about in the sport?
Sport, I mean, playing for my country. To say that you played for your country where you grew up in, with different players, I think that's a great thing.
Beautiful. So what are your goals moving forward on and off the court?
On the court, I'll say to play in the NCAA tournament, Final Four. Off the court, buy myself a car.
And what do you want to be remembered for as an athlete?
A hard worker. Definitely.
All right, so over here, we finish our podcast with what we call Fast Five, where I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and after each question, you have to answer with only 1 sentence. Got it?
Okay.
All right. So, what was your favorite spot to hang out in here in the neighborhood?
Basketball court.
Basketball court. What's your pregame routine?
Wake up, eat some food, play gospel music, go get shots up, take a nap, go to the game.
Fresh. Okay. Who would win a one-on-one contest between you and your brothers, and who's gonna get second place?
I think I'm winning and Akut's getting last. Or no, Akut will get second, actually. I'll give him that.
Okay.
And then everybody else says that's light work.
Okay, cooked. What's the best advice you've ever gotten?
I think who cares? Once I started not caring about what other people said, it was easy for me. So I guess who cares?
Who cares? Nobody. Without knowing who our next podcast guest is, can you ask them a question?
Oh, where do you think you're gonna be in 5 years?
All right. Achol, thank you so much for sharing your journey and your inspiring story with us. I'm sure so many young girls look up to you, as I do myself, period.
Thank you.
We appreciate you for being on the show with us.
Honestly, thank you for having me here. It's been fun.
And see you.
Thank you. Should I open it?
Yes. Yes.
Oh! Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey!
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Brilliant Voices podcast. Until next time, I'm your host, Delilah Salim.